quarterback is becoming somewhat of a concern for the Minnesota Vikings, but it really shouldn't be because that guy is probably on someone else's roster. The Minnesota Vikings need a backup quarterback behind JJ McCarthy. Yes, they have Brett Rippon, and he started a couple games in the National Football League, but you want somebody you feel a little bit more comfortable with if McCarthy has to miss a couple of weeks to potentially win you those games. Rippon does not instill that confidence. Guys like Nick Mullins, who have moved on to the Jacksonville Jaguars from the Vikings, did instill that confidence. It was chaotic. There were turnovers, but he would throw for 400 yards and a couple touchdowns. He would keep you in football games. That's what you want. You want a guy who can do those things for you. And I think the Vikings can end up finding that, but it's getting a lot slimmer in the free agent market. Joe Flacco and Drew Lock signed on Friday afternoon with teams. And there's a lot of panic and sighing, just like the one I gave you there, about whether or not the Vikings were going to be able to find a good one. Well, that's the thing. Drew Lock signed with the Seattle Seahawks, who had him in 2023. Lock left for greener pastures. Well, he thought so. Going to the New York Giants in 2024, thinking, hey, I might have a chance to start there. He kind of did. He got to play a little bit because of Daniel Jones ended up getting cut and benched, all that stuff. And he had one of the best games in NFL history, surprisingly enough. With all that said, his signing in Seattle could end up being the key that unlocks the Vikings' backup quarterback spot. Sam Howell. The Seattle Seahawks traded 3rd and 5th round picks for 4th and 6th round picks to the Washington Commanders. The idea was, hey, Howell can be our developmental guy. He can be our backup. Well, the one game he got to play extensively against the Green Bay Packers in December, he was a disaster. It was rough. Howell has a little bit of a slow processing ability, and he takes a lot of sacks. In his 1 full year as a starter in 2023, 65 sacks, one of the highest totals in NFL history. Now, why would the Vikings want that? Well, Howell's also young. He's only 24 years old. About to go into his 4th season in the National Football League after starting for 3 years at the University of North Carolina. Now, Kevin O'Connell's quarterback school is quarterback rehab. Howell's the perfect kind of guy because he's a gamer. He's kind of got that Baker Mayfield energy where you just know that he's going to do everything that he can in order to win the football game. Is that going to manifest in wins? Oh, it hasn't yet. But that's the kind of player you want to have on your roster because, hey, this is a gamer. He's somebody I can trust to at least, he has the legs as well to keep me in football games. And with O'Connell's ability to elevate players, including the Josh Dobbs mania from a couple years ago, Howell is a perfect candidate. You can teach some of the little nuances and elevate those factors. You can't teach the things that a backup should have. The wheels, the grit, the toughness. And you know what? He could soon be available because they might not want to keep Sam Howell as their true backup when they already have Drew Lock on the roster and Jaron Hall's still out there too. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Skol Vikings.